Hello guys, thank God it's Friday. It's a great day to be in the studio this afternoon. I'm super excited to be here as we have another wonderful and interesting edition of the business side of entertainment. It's always a fun and exciting time to be in the studio. I've got with me on the show today two very amazing personalities. These guys are the guys that if you mess up, they'll treat you right. Okay, so I've got legal practitioners in the house on the show today joining us. I've got TOMIWA, Akindoyin, and DAPO Ogumilade. I hope I got the pronunciation right. Good to have you guys in the studios today.
The pleasure is ours.
Okay, yeah, and we're going to be, just talking about all you need to know as an entertainer and even as a business person. What are the things you need to look out for before going into any kind of contract, with a person or anybody? So welcome to the show once again. Thank you so much for being here. Okay, so let me start with you, TOMIWA, right? Okay, so you're a legal practitioner. So let me ask you first and foremost, what kind of, are you guys specific in what you do legally? Because I know there's the marine part of it, there's the, so is this broad or are you streamlined to a particular area?
Well, thanks for that question. In answering you, I would say once you're qualified to be a legal practitioner in Nigeria, that means you're exposed to every aspect of practice. Now, you can now carve a niche as time goes on. You can decide to specialize on litigation, civil litigation, criminal litigation, oil and gas law, as the case may be. What you need to understand basically is that every lawyer is entitled to practice any aspect of law. People only carve a niche for themselves to say, okay, I want to specialize in entertainment, I want to specialize in. So what I'm basically saying is that you can practice any aspect, but the most important thing is to be sure that whatever aspect you're specializing on, at least you know your onions and then you can represent your clients accordingly.
Okay, so actually once you're a lawyer, it's okay to, as long as you know what the law says, you can actually choose whatever area to specialize in. Okay, great. So for you guys, so let me ask you, Dolapo. So for you guys, Dakpo, I'm so sorry. Okay, so for you guys, are you specific or are you general?
All right, just building on what he said already.
Okay.
Presently, we are not specific.
Okay.
Classification of law is not yet known to Nigerian practice, really.
Okay.
And so basically, what we do is we handle briefs as they come.
Okay.
You understand? We have areas that we cover when it comes to civil matters.
Okay.
When it comes to land matters, properties. When it comes to corporate affairs, and when it comes to intellectual property law as well.
Okay.
So those are the areas that we've laid our hands so far, and then we are doing good in those areas.
Okay.
So basically, we don't have that you can say specifically.
You can't say you're
this
specific.
is what we
Okay.
do. Yeah.
So for how long have you guys been doing this for?
Okay. I think going on 7 years now.
Okay, that's a long time.
Going on 7 years now. We launched out Ethos Legal sometime in 2015.
Okay.
And it's been growing since then.
And it's been growing since then. Awesome, great stuff. Okay, so let me pick on something you said. So anybody's free to.
Yeah, right.
Okay, because you said something about how in Nigeria the law, you said something like
classification of law.
So as a lawyer, do you think that's a problem in the country? Is that a problem for us or is it fine?
The statement I made is actually not born from Nigeria.
Okay.
It's I think it's a general statement made by, if I'm correct, should be Lord Denning.
Okay.
And those are the old guns when it comes to law.
Okay.
That's the United Kingdom laws. And
okay.
A lawyer is not expected to just be a straight-jacketed person like anybody. Why the reason you are called is to advocate, and you should be able to advocate in every aspect of law. So now if you are saying you are
you're only doing marine,
I'm just a marine lawyer, then someone comes to you and say, oh, I have a criminal matter, and then you're saying, oh, sorry, I cannot. Yeah,
I can only attend to.
Do you understand? I can only attend to marine. No, it's not like that. You must. A good lawyer is not the kind of person that crams the law. Yeah, you must know where to find your law, and then be able to address issues.
Great.
So it's not a problem.
So,
wow.
Kevwe, just to add to that, I would want to say that entertainment law, as it were, there's nothing embodied in the Nigeria law that says entertainment law.
Okay.
The only thing that pertains to copyright, protection of copyright, and also is the copyright law.
Okay.
Copyright Act, as the case may be.
Okay.
So what I'm saying in essence now is, as a lawyer, if, for example, I have a copyright suit, your first reference is the act or the law that backs
that thing up.
You understand?
Okay.
So what you're saying is that if you have any issues in oil and gas, you go for the legislation that establishes that sector. So understanding the legislation is what advocacy or lawyering is all about. So it's not about being specific.
Being specific or not. Yeah. Wow, this is so deep. How did you guys go to school? Like, like my head is trying to process everything. It's a lot. So kudos to you guys. A big shout out to those of you watching us via Instagram. We've got Diolu. He says hi. Tokwe Brimo. We have Serial Capital. We've got Kekwit and Benjamin Oye Ola. Thank you guys so much. Drop your questions. We have lawyers in the building ready to answer all your questions. And if you want to take anybody to court, just call me up. So I'll hook you up with this guys. So very quickly, let's move on. So that being said, so for somebody who is an entertainer, because that's actually the area, because we've had different cases of people saying, oh, I had like a business contract with this person, and at the end of the day, things didn't go as planned. So first off, let's start with, how can one identify a fake lawyer? Because we need to know when a lawyer is fake, because anybody can walk up to me now and say to me, you know what, I'm a lawyer, I can do this for you, I can do that for you. So let's even start.
Before you conclude on that question, what is your own understanding of being fake or a fake lawyer?
I'll say a fake lawyer is somebody who is not even a lawyer at all. You don't even, you just know one or two things about the law that you can manipulate and tell an ignorant person like me that doesn't know jack. So you just come and tell me, do you know what, that person, just come, I'll do this. And because I believe that you know so much about this thing, you've said you know a lot, and then I believe you. It's like sometimes when they catch, I'll deviate a little bit. Fake doctors. They probably went to school and did 4 years, so they have an idea of what being a doctor is, but they never graduated. They dropped out or something happened, and they start practicing as doctors until they find them out. So when you come to me and speaking words of wisdom about medicine, like the reason why you're like this is because your kidney has so I believe you. You understand? So how, that's what I mean, like you might know the thing, the stuff, so how can we tell if you're real or not?
Do you want me to take that or that one?
You can take it.
Well, I will start by saying that you have to fulfill the conditions of being a lawyer. Do you understand? There are educational requirements, going through the school, having your LLB, which is the university degree, and then going to the law school before you are qualified as a lawyer in Nigeria. Do you understand? Now, people set up practice. We have lawyers that get engaged with law firms. They go through pupillage, and like we did, and at the end of the day, we set out having acquired some knowledge. Now, those knowledge acquired are just addendum, something I will call addition. Once you're called to the bar, you are entitled to practice as a lawyer. But if you want to hone your skills, if you want to make sure that you pass through pupillage to be able to understand some things, because the real lawyering is not what you obtain in school. That is why you see some people, I'm not trying to cast them as lawyers, some people who do good in school academically, but when it comes to practice, it becomes a problem. So lawyering itself is an art. Just like entertainment, just like being an artist. So if all you are basing your knowledge on is the qualification, then you won't do well as a lawyer. Do you understand? So identifying fake fake lawyers is the question. Now, it's a problem. Because the only way you can, as a legal practitioner, the only way I can identify a fake lawyer is to ask the Supreme Court that enrolled such lawyer. Okay? To know whether, to verify and know whether such person is a fake or a real lawyer. Do you understand? Although some people go through some experiences and they say, oh, I contracted a lawyer once ago and the kind of advice he was giving me, I wouldn't believe he's a lawyer. It's very possible. But the truth is that it may be a lawyer that passed through the qualification. Having the knowledge is a separate thing entirely. But we all know that in all industries, even medical industry, police force, military, everywhere, there has been this problem of identify the real officers or the real people who the real people or the fake ones. The NBA, for example, is trying its best at least to identify those fake lawyers. But mere seeing someone doesn't make him fake or real. As I'm dressed now, I'm not dressed as a lawyer. Anybody that meets me on the road sees me as a person. What qualifies me as a lawyer is a certificate. So it's very difficult to identify fake lawyers.
You won't be going around with your certificate.
And then I won't be showing people to say, oh, I'm a lawyer. This is my certificate.
Okay, so would you say that before you get a lawyer, you should first go to those people to find out first? Is that okay?
Anyway, part of what he did not say is it depends on what you are looking for. Now, for instance, we've had situations where you want to rent a house and you get a lawyer. Let me look at these documents and all. I mean, those kind of things are everywhere. Anybody can vet a document, and even you don't necessarily have to be a lawyer to vet a document. The only thing you need a lawyer for would be to frank and authenticate the document. Now,
sorry, what does frank mean?
To sign.
Oh, okay.
To sign it off. Yeah, that's what is what authenticates the document you're holding. Now, the fact that you need a lawyer to help you sort out something, you go to Igbosere or most of those courts, you see many of them touts out there. And you understand? And some of them most of them are called. You understand? But that's why I said it depends on what you need a lawyer for. You want to handle a transaction as big as a record label. You will not be looking for anyhow lawyers.
You need.
Do you understand? You need someone that actually knows his onions. You want to buy expanse of land. You won't just be looking for anyhow lawyer. Because you are spending millions.
So you need to.
But if let's say for instance, I want to buy anything and I have the money in millions. Before going to Balogun Market, I will think it twice. I would rather come to Lekki where I know that I will see better Versace and then and the rest. You understand? So if you want a real lawyer, you know where to find them. Because awesome. I mean, except people that don't want to pay. If you don't want to pay, you don't want to find lawyers.
Okay, great. So we have a question here from K-Quit. Thank you so much for joining in. And he says, is the patent law applicable within the entertainment industry?
Is the what?
Is the patent law?
Oh, patent.
Yes, applicable. And how can entertainers patent their acts? Are they protected? That's one. And then secondly, do we have a section of... Okay, let's start with that one first. Okay. So it's not too much for you guys.
Okay. Patent, as it were, is not relatable to the entertainment industry. What it means to say, if I'm correct, is copyright.
Okay.
Copyright simply means the right to ownership of your original creation.
Okay.
So if you record a sound, record the music, whatever, it could be literally, it could be musical, it could be sound. That is copyright. Now, the NCC, which is a Nigeria Copyright Commission, has is a registry where you can register your copyright. But even the legislation that establishes the NCC provides that once you are the original owner of a work of art, then you automatically become a copyright owner
Okay.
You don't necessarily have to register.
That's so long as it's not registered yet.
As long as it's not registered yet.
As long as no one. But okay, so how do you manage if somebody stole my work and went to copyright it?
That is what we call copyright infringement. That is why you need a lawyer to come in to assess the situation and then advise you on a possible what's it called, way out of getting back your money or whatever.
Okay, so the way they can patent their right is actually to take it to, the commission, and then
the word is not patent. It's copyright.
It's copyright. So it's copyright, not patent. Okay, so it's to take it to the copyright, office.
Very well.
And then
register
it. So if anybody takes it, you have that in record that you have.
Yeah, that's a lawyer's work.
That's the job of the lawyer.
So and then further to the question that you asked about whether they are covered. Yeah, of course. I mean, you already mentioned that you are covered as long as if it is registered. Now, you see, most time people don't understand what you mean by this copyright. People don't understand what you mean by even a simple idea. A simple it could be a work of art, it could be maybe just a song, it could be a sound. I mean, I just watched Victoria Kimani on Mr. Blog talking about what's this guy's name, taking part of a song. Is it YC? Yeah. Say YC took part of her song and the rest like that. I mean, we've heard about Victor Wifo saying Simi took Jolomi. Do you understand? There could be a whole lot of this thing around it. But the funny thing is, Nigeria as a country, we've not also developed to where you'll be seeing a lot of issues relating to copyright law. Even most of the ones that go to court, they withdraw at some point, they settle out of court. So we don't have too much of those legislations, going on there. I think the first one that will be going to the Supreme Court is that Sonia Ade's case. I mean, now that one should be going to Supreme Court and settle the whole lot of things. So when it comes to copyright, the fact that you have a radio station and you decide to pick my song, and that's you're infringing on my right already.
But in Nigeria, it's not. Everybody just goes ahead because it's not yet.
Because in Nigerian parlance, everybody wants to blow.
You understand?
If you have, DAPO. Yeah. So if you have a relatively new artist, or let me just use newbie upcoming, and you have your song played on every radio station, instead of contesting the copyright issue, you're happy. You tell your family and friends, they played my song on so people don't know that this is infringement.
Wow.
You need the rights of the owner before broadcasting or marketing or doing any other thing with that song.
Wow, that's deep, man.
So that's
I didn't know this thing.
That's why we're here.
Yes, I tell you. Wow, great. Okay, so and he also says, do we have a section of legal practitioners that specialize in operating within the entertainment industry?
Yeah, of course we do. We have a couple of them. We have a couple of them that works in the in the entertainment industry. The only thing is I won't be advertising them.
Okay, because you guys actually said that
we've covered the discussion.
Yes. Okay, I think that has been answered. You said you can do anything as long as you have the knowledge. As long as what it takes.
But the key word is it needs to have special knowledge. So you're not just going to a lawyer because he's a lawyer. You're sure that he can. Because what lawyering to us is about is providing solutions to the client's problem.
Okay.
So if you have a specific problem and I can offer guidance and advisory services to you, that is providing the solution as a lawyer. So it's not all about the tag of I'm a lawyer. I can do everything. Specialty, I can do this. Even from the advice, whether a lawyer knows his onions or not.
And the experience is very key. If you have someone that's handled something for someone before, you can see that he actually has at least a bit of experience in that
in that area.
Exactly.
Okay. So as an artist, let's look at the artist right now. Okay. What documents would you look out for as an artist when you want to get into like a contract with somebody about especially this record label thing? And apart from that, before you answer that question, as an artist, apart from the whole record label thing, are there other agreements that come in as you go on in business? Because I want to believe that you guys deal a lot with artists, right?
Yeah.
So what apart from the whole record label thing, that's not the only time you sign stuff. I want to believe that there's agreements also with companies that probably want to use you like as an ambassador.
Exactly.
Maybe a company wants endorsement deals. Yeah, that's the word. So what are the documents that these people should look out for before signing, like carefully? Yeah.
All right. If I should take that, I would say, signing under a record label is like a foundation to most of the things that you want to be doing.
Okay.
And it's more or less like I'll call it giving someone a power of attorney.
Okay.
Manage my life.
Okay.
I'm your investment. Whatever you want to put into me, this is what I'm signing for you. So first is the signing off the record label thing. Now, when you sign off a record label thing, your investor is seeing you as someone you can actually invest in, and is bringing, a document that tells you, all right, give me these songs, and I would ensure that you get this and get that, give you this, give you that.
Okay.
Do you understand? That is, basically the document you're signing.
Okay, that's the document.
Now, when it comes to secondary documents, do you understand? Aside from if you have an exclusive right outside your record label to do any other thing, just like endorsements and the rest. Okay. If you can get an endorsement outside your record label, do you understand? Then that is when you start looking at other documents that you're signing.
You can consider
but
signing.
The moment you come under your record label, they already have, it's more like an umbrella body that tells you, all right, this is what you do, this is what you are not to do.
Okay, so let me cut you short there.
Okay.
So now, if you are under a record label that's told you, is it okay? That means you need to go through what they are telling you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me shed more light.
Okay.
In order not to confuse our listeners, agreement simply means a discussion put into writing. Okay. And we intend for it to be legally binding.
Okay.
So when you're talking about agreement under a record label deal, there are several agreements that come into play. You have the label and recording agreement.
Okay.
You have the publishing agreement. You can have the producer agreement. You can have the marketing agreement.
Wow.
You can have any agreement. What it simply means is
we agree.
Our discussion, we put it into writing, and we intend for parties to be bound by the agreement.
Wow.
So it's not as if you have several. It's not as if you will now be coming with different papers.
Okay, it's just one
contract.
document.
This, contract that. This is one. All those we mentioned are more like headings in one particular document. So that's why I said the record label agreement is what you are signing. So once they bring it to you, you are already seeing it. You are seeing all those things there. Performance when you go on stage and all those things, how they pay you and everything. So you are already seeing it live. So whatever will be coming after that is secondary. They might decide to hire a manager for you. Then it's the record label that will see it, and then sign the stuff with the manager and the rest like that. So
okay, great. So let me use a case study of the case between Iyanya and Ubi Franklin. Now, he made a mistake already, we know, and I'm not trying to, diss anybody.
Funny thing, I don't even know the mistake he made.
I want to see the mistake first.
The mistake, because I want to believe that he must have done one or two things wrong, because how did he not know that this was the case? So that's where the problem is, really. How did he not know that he wasn't written? He wasn't, there was actually, the record label didn't belong to the both of them. How did he not know? I want to believe it was a mistake on his part or the part of his lawyers. So that's why I said, when you're a novice and you don't know something, it's what they tell you, you take. Do you understand? So using that as a case study, what do you think would have gone wrong in that setup?
I will not take sides. Parties have exchanged arguments, facts, counter-arguments. So many things have gone wrong. We have people that have led credence to what Party A is saying. We have people that have said Party A is lying. We have people that say, Party B is saying the truth. As lawyers, what we deal with is facts and evidence. From the story I've heard, I heard Iyanya on live interview saying, someone, Obi Franklin brought a document to him, CAC document. He doesn't even know what the document is all about.
Okay.
He just knows it's a CAC document and it's signed.
Okay.
The content of the document, he doesn't know. Whether the document was lodged with the CAC, he doesn't know. The document stated, according to him, now I'm quoting him now,
okay,
that he is a co-owner of Triple MG.
Okay.
Okay, he didn't follow through to see whether the document was actually lodged at the CAC. Okay. The argument he came up with was that after some years, he now realized that it was not part of the agreement, and whatever came from Obi Franklin was a forged document.
Wow.
Obi Franklin too came out to say, okay, we had issues, we had an agreement, we settled, this was the agreement, he signed, blah, 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 blah. I'm only going to talk about the nature of Inyanya's allegation.
Okay.
As a co-owner of a record label, I understand that you're an artist. I understand that you want to further your career. But as a co-owner of a record label, you may not be participating in the day-to-day management of the record label.
Okay.
But you owe a duty to know what is happening in that record label. You can't tell me you signed an agreement without following through as to your rights, your liabilities over the years. You now woke up suddenly to think, oh, this person did not give me this to sign, he gave his brother, blah, blah, blah.
So which
blah,
means
blah,
you
blah.
haven't been doing anything as regards the
You're just singing.
Well.
To me, you're just singing.
Big shout out to Bola Agunbiade and Kepler Belt for joining in. Drop your questions, please. We have two great people in the studio, two brilliant lawyers. I'm learning a lot because I signed one document and now my heart is beating. Yeah, so awesome, great. So I was saying before, I read the question that you said something that the guy had already signed the document.
Yeah.
Then he now brought it to you. But me, I used to think that once you've signed, it's binding already.
So
is it okay to still go back after signing to say I want to change?
Of course.
Okay.
Because one thing is, if you are bringing a document, just like what he explained the other time,
okay,
an agreement is as agreed by both parties. We sat down and but some people, after sitting down, in fact, some people don't even sit with you to agree.
They just.
You understand?
Yes.
They call something memorandum of understanding. Understanding is meeting of mind.
Okay.
An agreement is meeting of mind.
Your contract is meeting of mind.
Is meeting of mind. It's because me and you, we want to do a business.
Okay.
This is our terms. We both agree to those terms. So by the time you are now introducing anything into a paper that you are bringing,
okay,
it could elude me. I may not see that at that moment. Do you understand?
Okay.
I mean, we've had instances. There is an agreement between MTN and I think federal government or NCC, that is Nigeria Communications, whatever.
Okay.
Now, that's the money they are tossing up and down. Now, their own argument is that these conditions are too stringent.
Okay.
Do you understand?
But they haven't signed yet, have they?
No, they signed now. That is already a subject. It's a matter in court already.
Okay. So
the Sonia days.
You need to read.
You're
signing.
Basically.
That you have to read it.
I know that you're reading it alone.
And when you are bringing it to a lawyer, the lawyer would ask you, "Did you agree to this?
Do you want this?
Do you want it? If you don't want it, then we write back to them and let them know. See, remove this, remove that. If you don't remove it, we are not game. We are not doing business."
Akindola with me in the studio is Tomiwa Akindoye and DAPO Ogumilade. Before we went on the break, we were still discussing the documents you need to have. So now I'm going to put the ball in their court and let them just educate you guys, the artists that want to blow. You people are just looking for blow. You not think of after you blew. What's next after blowing? So let them just tell you a thing or two that you need to know. So Tomiwa, start with us. Yeah, what do these guys need to know? What should they just teach them?
Okay, the first thing you need to understand as an artist is that music is a career.
Okay.
Except you're just in there to just make some money and fizzle out.
Okay.
You need to understand that you look at your plans for the future. It's not just the present. So what we find in most upcoming artists from the agreement they sign is that they just focus on the present enjoyment, benefits they get from the contract without looking at the long-term goals. That's why you have so many Nigerian artists who live. see artists that leave record labels on a good note in Nigeria. Because what happens is, as at the time they were coming into the record label, they were attracted to the offers of, we'll rent an apartment for you, you'll be driving a Benz, blah, blah, blah. And then there are so many agreements or there are so many clauses or clauses they've agreed to. It could be that your record label says that every year you must produce an album that has at least 10 tracks.
Wow.
Now, going by your ability, you know your ability can only produce 5 beautiful tracks. If you produce more than 5 beautiful tracks in a year, that means that you'll be draining yourself and then you won't be relevant. We have cases of artists who record so much in an album. And then at the end of the day, you see that this guy he produced an album, he has 15 tracks. Out of 15, it's just 3.
No, yes.
You understand, at the end of the day. So you need to understand the implications of what we have agreement where the record label takes all the benefits of an endorsement. If in the case that your song, let me use the Nigerian parlance word, blow, and then you have corporate entities queuing at your door to have endorsement. And there are cases where artists don't have little or nothing to gain from those endorsements, simply because they didn't look at the future, they looked at the now. So what you need to understand is that you need to understand yourself first. You need to believe in yourself. That's where confidence comes in. You need to look at your career path. If you're going to a record label that produces juju, and then your style is hip-hop, and at the end of the day they force you to do juju and tell you, this is what sells, you may make some money, but after using you for 3 years, nothing is left of you. And once you want to start on your own, you want to go back to what you were known for, people now start saying, what is she singing, or what is he singing? This is rubbish. So you need to understand all the steps of making a good career. There are so many things in a record label agreement that you need to take care of. There is a marketing agreement, there is distribution. It could be that you'll be stopped from collaborating with others. We have so many Nigerian artists who were stopped from collaborating with artists from other record labels. You understand? Those things are emanating from the contract they have, the record label. And you see that once they leave the record label, you now start seeing them collaborating with Two-Face,
people.
And you now like, why wasn't this guy collaborating when he was with this record label? What simply happened was that he had an agreement where he has been forbidden from collaborating with some other record label. So you need to understand that in as much as you're looking for a record label that can promote your art, in as much as you're looking for a record label that can pay your bills, you need to understand yourself, and you need to know that the future, the long-term goal is the most important thing. You need to think about the fact that, after 3 years, if I make so money for this record label, if I'm able to achieve this level of achievement, this level of success, what comes to me? You understand? How am I going to grow my career? Those things are more important than just blowing. So what artists concentrate on is, let me just have the platform first. What artists concentrate on is, let me just have the platform first. I want to be known. And then after some years, I can decide to do this and that. And it's not everybody that is lucky. You have instances of artists that leave their record label and do better than they were. And you have instances of the ones that don't do better. There are different circumstances that affect them. But what you need to note, the most important thing is that when putting pen to paper with any record label, you need to understand the business they are doing. You need to understand the dynamics the record label is going. You need to understand your rights. You need to understand that if the record label dies tomorrow, how do you find your footing? Those things are what a seasoned lawyer will assist you with. And then I can't exhaust the elements of signing a good deal with a record label, but the basic thing is to ensure that you have someone, if you can't read yourself, if you are not so sure of yourself, you get a lawyer that is seasoned, that can advise you on what to agree or not to agree to. It's simply negotiation.
It's simply
I think that will take the rest.
Okay. All right. Now, there's no deal that is void of what they call negotiation. And sometimes you are limited to, the level of information you have. Do you understand that you are limited to the level of information that you are exposed to? If you are negotiating, it's important you go with your arsenal, because you don't know where the other person you are negotiating with is sitting.
Okay.
And in going with your arsenal, what I mean is you have to go with all the information you need.
Okay.
Now you are fresh. You are going, maybe maybe a big record label just called you in, and you are so excited. You've called your mom, your pastor, everyone, and then the only person you are not calling is your lawyer. By the time you get,
oh my God, the pastor part is so funny.
I mean, by the time you get to to the meeting,
okay,
and then they start talking, and they are telling you, oh yeah, because I mean, as a good investor, you advance the sweet things. Okay. I'll tell you now. Once you sign this document, you'll be entitled to an apartment in Lekki Phase 1.
Okay.
There's an E-Class Benz 250
with a driver
waiting for you. If you don't need a driver, it's okay. And for all your meals, everything is stocked up. Someone will be cooking for you, and the rest, all you just need to do is sleep, wake, and record.
Okay.
And you are so happy.
Okay.
And you're hearing, yeah, for this deal, we're investing about 20 million in you. You go outside and tell your friends, oh yeah,
I've gotten a
record deal, man. This, that. Then they start seeing you in beautiful clothes.
Yes.
They start seeing you driving Benz. Then you can go anywhere you want to go because you've signed a document. But what you should not forget is that the person that is putting 20 million down already has given away. He will make about 100 million. 100 million from you. Such that by the time you are thinking, oh yeah, this is what I want to do with my life, they are already thinking ahead.
Okay.
From what they are making from you, they will sign others. Now, the things you should look at is, all right, fine. What does this? You see, my dad would say, whatever, when it's too good to be true, you should question it.
Okay.
You should question it. Okay, fine. I agree. You give me all these things. What are the terms? What are the terms that will come with these things?
Okay.
Then, when you ask that question, you look at them, you jot them down, look at it. I mean, then by the time you start looking at it yourself, you give it a second look.
Okay.
At that point, you begin to see certain loopholes. You may not be able to address it. That's why I said you jot them down.
Okay.
Now, when you jot them down, then you can go back home and sit with someone that can address them for you.
Okay.
Now, that is one. You look at, okay, fine. I mean, part of the terms could be, just like what he said, how many, records are you giving to them? What are they expecting from you? You want it? You want this who will produce, who will do this, when and when and when. Do you understand? So that way you watch out for your own mental health.
Okay.
So that you are not under too
you are not
pressure.
exhausted, yes.
Yeah, you're not too much under pressure. Then aside from that, you ask about royalties.
Okay.
You look at it, okay, in this our deal, would there be any form of royalties? The royalties is the money we make from this record. What would be my own?
Okay.
Now when you are talking about that, you cannot be expecting someone that is putting 100 million naira on you to be giving you 50-50. It's not gonna happen.
Okay.
Do you understand? And then you should have a clear understanding of where the royalty will be coming from, because some people would first maybe divide what they're investing in you, maybe into like the year, the amount of, the months you'll be spending with them.
Okay.
Then they will start deducting it. They will deduct their investment first. The rest is profit. You share.
Okay.
Let's say you get a deal, maybe like an endorsement of 30 million, and they've already spent 20 million on you, expecting to get 50 million back.
Okay.
Do you understand that? Their 50 million, they divide it into like a year,
okay,
and then they take what is due for that month from that your endorsement.
Okay.
What is left is now what you share.
It's now what you
Just
share.
like what Ubi was saying, that I invested this into this guy, we did video, we did all those things, and at the end of the day, I have to first remove
all the money I
expenses.
spent on that.
Then what is left is what I shared.
Okay.
What is left is what I shared. If you want, what do you call it?
You want more?
No, if you even want us to maybe render accounts, I can open my books and you see.
And you see.
Do you understand? Now, what got to him was 100,000 or thereabouts.
Or maybe the problem was that
145,000. If I'm correct.
I think it wasn't in the agreement. Maybe that's the problem.
There was no agreement in the first place. That's what we're saying. What they had was their CAC document. That's what he was attacking. I told you what they had is just a friendship, a relationship kind of thing.
Okay.
So at that, it was not at the point where it became an issue that they started. Now, going forward, aside from these ones that I mentioned, you need to ask also whether you have a right to audit whatever is coming from you.
Okay, so
some people would make, when you record song and you go to a club in UK, you are hearing it, you are happy. You are blown. But you don't know that all those songs that are playing there are certain monies coming to your record label.
Your record label.
You are just hearing outside that you are making number 2 on the chart, but you don't know the meaning of number 2 on the chart. You are platinum. You are
number of views.
You don't know what it means.
Don't know what it means.
Do you understand? Now, let's say you now know. They can tell you, yeah, we know you know. Do you understand? But do I have a right to audit that account and say, all right, I made this song, it went everywhere. Let us look at it.
Okay.
How much did we make from it?
So,
but why did you not give me this?
Okay.
Do you understand? You should be able to query that.
Okay.
So you need to ask all those questions when you are doing, when you are signing up a record label deal. You don't close your eyes to things like that. You don't just get overexcited and all. You must be able to ask questions. And one thing that is very, very important, when you are going, no matter how tattered you are looking, make sure you go with a biro and a book. Or you go with something you can record with.
Okay.
Don't go there with all excitement to go and sign.
Okay.
When you get there, ensure that you give them the time to come back.
Sorry, DAPO. Even most record label do give you the agreement. They will tell you where you have 48 hours to think about it. So that's the time frame for you to sit down and now look at, criticize constructively and say, okay, if I do this, if I do that.
Someone once gave the Ulu an agreement like that we sat down and looked at it. I can't recall what the agreement for tomorrow.
Okay.
Because, fortunately, it was one of our, what do you call it?
Somebody you know.
Someone we know.
Okay.
And then we called him up, guy. How? You mean you can actually give your own brother this
type of, wow.
You understand? He could be listening to us, and at the end of the day, I don't know what happened to the deal till tomorrow.
Wow.
Irrespective of how much you are bringing in, there should always be. Then another thing is there's what they call release clause.
Okay.
You must look out for that as well. The
release clause.
Yeah, the release clause is termination. You must, for every contract, there must be an entry and an exit. So when a contract is not giving you the exit, or is not making the exit easy for you, you need to query the contract. Why?
Okay.
Why should I be in this contract for as long as you want me to be? No, there should be an exit point. Just like what I mentioned about Sonny Ade the other time. Sonny Ade never had an exit. His own, he was enjoying himself, but beyond that, what the contract stated was, you cannot leave. You cannot. And then the funny thing is, the contract made, he patented all the things that he was doing as theirs.
Wow.
So when you go out, you cannot go out.
That's what most record label
to make use of that thing that you yourself did.
Even there are instances where you can't even perform your song after you leave a record label.
Wow.
So there are so many clauses.
The reason they are
so if you do a song with a particular record label and you're no longer with them, that song automatically you can't do it anywhere else.
It's part of the terms of the contract that defines that. You can have a
Libra
one that will allow you to perform and do whatever you want to do with your song as long as it is your song.
Wow.
You understand? Two-Face still performs his songs despite
that he does with Kenny's music, even if he's no longer with them.
But Sonny Ade went abroad and or somewhere, sang some of the songs from his record label, and then the son of the owner back then took him up.
Took him up to court. Wow.
Took him to court. Unfortunately for him, the two judgments have been against him.
Wow. So sad.
In fact, they awarded about 500 million.
Wow.
In favor of Sonny Ade. Now. Going to Supreme Court.
Okay.
So these are the things.
Okay,
People
because
need to listen, look at history, and then you cannot be a musician without knowing the history of music itself.
Okay, we have a question here from Kepler Belt, and he says, thank you so much for joining in. And he says, is it possible to be bought out of a contract just like it is done in football?
Very well.
Of course.
Okay. That's his buyout clause.
Okay,
it means if I have someone coming, for example, let me use the record label in Nigeria, for example. If Triple MG has an artist and Don Jazzy is interested in that artist, if the artist has a buyout clause with Triple MG that says, if anybody comes knocking, your buyout clause is 30 million.
Okay.
Parties can agree. Don Jazzy can pay 30 million with whatever they agree on, and then you're out of the record label. So it's all about agreement. And it's supposed to be part of a good agreement, just like termination.
Okay. Me, I want to ask a personal question. Now, what about the case of when somebody sings a song that the person didn't think will, and there was really no contract? I want to use the case of this little girl's success. Remember, it's not music though, but I want to believe it's entertainment somehow. Mm-hmm. After she did the video, the lady who recorded her said she needed to be paid off, because if not for her, that video wouldn't have gone out. Now, in this case, there's no contract, but as lawyers, if you were to be called up as a lawyer in that case, so what would it be like? What would
there is no contractual obligation between Success and whoever posted that video.
Wow.
What she did was in good faith, and we have people that help people every day. We have instances where we've stopped on the road to help someone with tire issues or whatever issues. Mm-hmm. You meet people every day, you don't know them from Adam, and then you help them. So what she did was basically to help. She didn't know that it was going to go that way. It could be that her interest was for people to laugh.
Yeah. Wow.
So once there is no agreement between us that, okay, post this. It's not like you are influencing people.
It's not like you're
you just did.
He defined contract the other time as an agreement between the parties. Now when it's reduced, it has to you must have an intention to be legally bound by that contract. So what she did was basically just a normal thing anybody can do. So and you would see that every argument that comes with that has been riding on emotion.
In morality.
Good and bad. It's just good to be grateful. Just good to be grateful. Whether you are grateful or you are ungrateful. What I see as being grateful. Let's say now, for instance, the girl made 100 million. She's saying, okay, at least you give me 1 million. Okay, we now give you 1 million. Then one day you now get to hear that she actually made 100 million. These people are thieves.
They gave me only 1 million.
You understand? They only gave me 1 million. That means they are keeping. You now come out again and say, this is people say you good.
So this thing is not really even about just artists. Like, it's serious. Like, if you are trying to do something for somebody and you feel you deserve something, then you should try to make a contract about that.
That and I have an agreement. Okay. We are lawyers, we are friends.
And you have agreements.
We see almost on the daily basis.
Okay.
But we're doing business together and we have agreement. It doesn't mean we hate each other.
Yes, but
it only means that, this is what binds our relationship. That's agreement. What binds your relationship, your rights, your obligations, whatever. It's just agreement.
Because something happened on social media sometime that's similar to this Success case. There was this guy that was selling shawarma somewhere. Okay. And then all of a sudden somebody posted and said, he's selling shawarma. The shawarma is so nice, but they are not paying him. I think they were paying him 1,000 naira for selling 100 shawarmas. That was how they explained the whole thing. So people now, started coming there because of the guy. He now became big with the whole shawarma thing. So the Twitter guy who actually posted about him, now demanded him to be paying him a certain amount of money when people come to buy, because it was him that posted. The guy did it for a while and then got tired, and now started telling people that it's wickedness. He's not going to pay the guy any money.
What happened in that case? I think it's the DAPO shawarma guy, and then this other guy, I've forgotten his name.
The guy is like, he's big on Twitter. He's like an influencer or something.
Not really an influencer. He just did what he did.
Okay.
Just like a normal post anybody can make, but asking people to assist
the guy.
Now, at the point where the guy became overwhelmed.
Sorry, and he put his account number there as where they should send the money to.
Yeah.
So he
became overwhelmed. Okay. And then, because he became so grateful and happy for what the guy did.
Okay.
They entered an agreement.
That was contractual.
There was
they signed.
An understanding signed.
Wow.
Because the other guy, it's not as if the shawarma guy is not knowledgeable. He knows book too. But this one knows book better. So he decided to come with an agreement. There was an agreement signed. So everything they were telling the guy on this thing, he was saying that he has records of all the money. He has records of how the money should be shared. And also, the guy was becoming uncomfortable because now
he's not getting so much.
My manager, come, we need to expand this place. Your manager will say, we have not made enough. We have not made enough now. The one we made last week, we share this, and we put this into this.
Wow.
Okay. Do you understand? So that was where
the problem now started.
Kewe, to put this in context, we have instances where you have upcoming comedians post a skit on Instagram. We see it every day, and they tag the people they claim to be brand influencers, and they say, Don Jassy at blah blah blah, this every post. What they're asking is for favor, because they know once that thing can get to, once it hits Don Jassy's platform, he will have the better coverage, and then with that he can make money. So if Don Jassy feels that, you're going to make money off me, okay, come guys, let's discuss. If you have social followers, if you have deals from these guys, this will be my call. And sometimes you can do it as gratia. That means, okay, let me just help upcoming people. So it all depends on what you
but once you don't agree on anything, you don't have any right.
You can't be
banned. You don't have to ask.
You can't be banned. That's when people go to social media to seek public sympathy.
Okay. So now finally, what would you advise? What would be your advice to artists that are just upcoming, that don't know what to do? What would you tell them? What would be your advice to them if they came to you?
Okay, I think I've discussed that, but I will still reiterate for listeners.
Maybe she just did bullet points. Like,
is it because you do bullet points?
Okay, before we even go there, can you talk about some of the mistakes that, for the people you have worked with, what kind of mistakes do you think they've made? The most common kind of mistake that artists make? What's the most common? Like most of many artists have done, like they've made this kind of mistake.
Because there are different situations and circumstances.
Okay,
I won't say there's a common ground of mistake that they do, but the mistake that we're still talking about is not paying attention to the documents not paying attention to the documents you're signing, and then you need to pay attention. That is the mistake. Every other mistake is just a baby mistake. The major mistake is pay attention to what you are saying. Understand each clause. Don't just say these people are helping me, they want me to blow. You have to pay attention.
You have to pay attention. So you guys are lawyers, so quickly tell the people how they can reach out to you if they want to. I know you have
Okay, all right. Aside from reaching out to us through our social media, we have our office at 5 aside from that, except you want me to release my phone number.
No, she's not. No, that's fine. That's fine. So another question finally before we go off. Can somebody make use of your service and say, if this thing is like this, that's when I pay you? Okay.
There are certain expenses that we use what they call. Do you understand? Like for instance, you want me to follow you, I'll buy it for
Okay.
Do you understand? So there are certain things that will be like for instance, okay, now you won't take someone to court because you will know that your claim is good. But if I'm going to court, I will not use my money
to file processes.
Okay.
You understand? The lawyer will not use the money
To file processes.
Except it's pro bono.
So,
Okay.
yeah, even a pro bono, there's still levels to it. You understand? Because you know, in Nigeria, people like to do things for free, and the lawyer will not sit you down and begin to sign an agreement with you. What I need to show the court is that I work for you.
Yeah, I work for you.
So if I work for you, this is what you say you pay, and you refuse to pay me, I will not sign an agreement with you and say, yeah. So as it is, we do that, fine.
Okay.
We do that on contingency.
Okay. So at the end of the day, the thing is, what I've learned from this whole conversation is before you get into any kind of agreement with anybody, make sure you have gone through, the documents, what it says, the limits and all of that. So me personally, finally, one more question. So if somebody comes to me now, and so, because I did something for somebody, okay, and after doing that thing, we didn't sign any agreement or anything, but the person says, okay, if this thing works out, that's when I'll give you so and so thing. So what if at the end of the day I now start to see that thing all around? That means there's nothing I can do for now because we didn't go into any legal agreement.
Well, like I would say again, agreement is simply meeting of minds. Discussion, don't use the word agreement so that you don't confuse yourself.
Okay.
Is a discussion reduced into writing.
Okay.
It may not be reduced into writing. There are provisions in the law where you can have oral agreement once you can prove it.
Once you
so it's all about facts and evidence. We had an agreement. We didn't have any agreement. Okay, you paid me 10 million naira. What was the money for? It was the first tranche of the 50 million naira agreement. You can lay credence to the fact that there was an agreement. That is an evidence. So it did not be in writing alone.
Okay.
But writing is better. If you can do writing, it's better. But if it's oral and you can prove that there was an oral agreement, that's an agreement already.
Okay, great, awesome. So it's been a great time in the studios today, hanging out with these very great lawyers, full of knowledge. In fact, I call them reservoir of knowledge. They have everything ready. Okay, so we'll do this again same time next week, every Friday from 12:30 p.m. till 1:30 p.m. We actually extended time today because we had some issues with the internet, but yes, Nigeria will get better. So thank you so much, guys, for being here. So shout out to the people.
Thanks for having us. And to our listeners too, we appreciate you.
Okay, so thank you so much. Till I come your way same time next week. My name is Kewe Akindola, and this is the business side of entertainment on Insights Radio. Have a good afternoon.